This book began, as so many projects do, almost by accident, the result of a serendipitous encounter. I was browsing through the holdings of the Houghton Library at Harvard while writing an essay on the Grand Tour for an exhibition that was held at the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford and at the Yale Centre for British Art in New Haven. There I came across a manuscript, MS Ital 139, which claimed to be the visitor's book to Vesuvius and was in some way associated with the distinguished Longfellow family of New England. When I examined its contents, I was astonished at what it revealed. Signature and comment upon signature opened up a world in which people of all nationalities and persuasions, and from all walks of life, expressed their feelings when confronted with one of the most powerful forces of nature. It also brought to light a complex social world of amity and hostility that encompassed visitors of different nationalities and the local guides who assisted them. I have to confess that as I scanned its pages, I experienced a sense of relief. Here was a different and rich collection of experiences to set against what I'd come to see as the stifling and repetitive Grand Tour story of North European gentlemen enacting a cosmopolitan nationalism rooted in antiquity. Boys clutching their copies of Cicero, Virgil, and Ovid while spending, collecting, drinking, and fornicating their way down the Italian peninsula. Granted, the visitor's book chiefly covered the third decade of the 19th century, when the Grand Tour was supposed to have been eclipsed by a more demotic, perhaps bourgeois type of travel, and it described responses to a site of natural history rather than of antiquity. But it opened up the possibility of writing a more multidimensional history, one that was not dominated by a single point of view. Not that I was ever wedded to the notion that the visitor's book was some sort of source that trumped other historical documents. On the contrary, I hoped that the insights it made possible might animate not just overlooked historical actors, but other and different sorts of archive, especially those that were produced by Neapolitans themselves. What it promised was a more expansive vision of the Bay of Naples, Italy, and Vesuvius in the ages of Enlightenment and Romanticism. The result is Volcanic, a study of the famous Neapolitan volcano in the period between the mid-18th and mid-19th centuries that treats Vesuvius, dominating the Bay of Naples, not as a fixed place, but as a crossroads, a site of exchange and transit that was constantly changing. The volcano was a meeting point of people, ideas, and aspirations, an object of scientific inquiry and a symbol and metaphor used to express a rich variety of emotions and political views. Never experienced, understood, imagined, or represented in quite the same way or from a single perspective, Vesuvius should be seen as a fabulously rich human resource as well as, or perhaps because it was, an ungovernable force of nature. A site some kilometres southeast of the city of Naples, where nature and culture confronted one another and often melded, its material environment of rock, craters, fumaroles, clinker, lava, and crystals changed constantly, not just because of its seismic activity, but because of human activity linked to the volcano. These exchanges between man and nature operated on different scales and registers.